Hi everyone, my name is Anuradha Kumari and welcome to my channel. So if you are looking to read more in 2022 and you are looking out for recommendation on which technical books to pick up next, I have got it covered for you. So today I'm going to share with you 3 technical focused books which I read in 2021 and I found them highly valuable. And I highly recommend for you too to read them if you are a developer and specifically a front-end developer. So let's get started. The first book which I will be talking about is Clean Code by author Robert C. Martin. Now you might also know Robert C. Martin as Uncle Bob. One important point to note here is this book is not front-end specific. So if you are a programmer, no matter which language you are coding in, this book will be highly useful to you. So talking about the book, this book Clean Code, it is divided into 3 different parts. The first part describes the principles, patterns and practices of writing clean code. The second part consists of several use case studies with exercises, and the third part consists of heuristics and smells gathered while creating those use cases or case studies. Now the coding examples used in this book throughout is mostly Java. I am not much familiar with Java, so I decided to just read the part 1 and skip part 2 and part 3. While the examples use Java extensively, the lessons which are shared in this book can be applied to any programming language. So this book talks about how making the code readable is as important as it is to make it executable and run successfully. When we are working on any task, most of our time goes in reading the pre-written code as well and trying to make a sense of it and then trying to build up on it and add new functionalities as we go, right? So if the code which is pre-written is clean enough and readable enough, then it will be easier for us to achieve our tasks. And this book talks all about that. It talks about what a clean code should do and what it should not do. It also talks about functions, objects, classes, error handling, comments, what should be a good comment, what could be a bad comment. It also talks about code formatting. Code formatting is also a form of communication. It talks about vertical as well as horizontal code formatting and how it can really enhance the code readability. It also talks about unit testing in depth and what are the different things which we must take into consideration when we are unit testing our code. Specifically, the first part of this book contains a lots of lessons to learn from and lots of takeaways which you can directly start implementing in your day-to-day coding, and it is really a great read. So I would highly recommend you to go pick up this book. So the second book which I'm going to talk today is named Atomic Design by author Brad Frost. So in this book, the author talks about how we can create effective user interface design systems. It talks into detail what goes into creating and maintaining robust design systems. Brad talks about how can we create effective user interface design systems using the terms like atoms, which are the smallest building blocks of an interface, and then moving on to molecules, organisms, templates, and pages. So we also get to learn about the benefits of creating these design pattern libraries, from promoting consistency and cohesion across the entire app experience to helpful documentation and a shared vocabulary between everyone in the organization. The best part being the pattern library will also make the cross-browser and cross-device testing, performance and accessibility testing easier. So my takeaways from this book were I started thinking of the design and the user interfaces in terms of atoms, molecules, organisms, templates and so on. While going through this book, I also found various resources which the author shared which really helped me learn more about designs, and coming from a front-end development background, I really wanted to improve my design skills, and we often as developers create the pattern libraries for reuse. Then this book really serves a great purpose in understanding in depth on how to approach creating those pattern libraries and how to maintain them over time. So I highly recommend this book to go ahead and pick up. The next book which I am going to talk about is the book which I am actually currently reading, and from the very first page it has provided so much value. So I am talking about the book Inclusive Components by Hayden Pickering. I'm currently reading this book, and this book is all about creating accessible interfaces piece by piece. I want to share with you some of the feedback for this book which I really resonate with. So I'm reading from the back cover of this book, where Sarah Federman, who is a senior front-end developer, they say that Inclusive Components is full of practical and comprehensive advice on building accessible UI. It's my go-to resource after the official WCAG and ARIA documentation. I have found it extremely helpful when building our design system. So I totally resonate with them, and I would like to say that this book has really been a very great read for me till now. So in this book, the author Hayden picks one control like a toggle button, a to-do list, models, data tables, and so on, goes ahead and explains the use cases for that control, the design considerations, the different states that can be possible for that control. And then through practical code examples, he explains the issues that could happen when writing a code in a certain way and how to make it accessible for everyone. So if you are a front-end developer, I highly recommend you to pick this book. So if you are looking for one book to pick for accessibility, this should be the one. Please, if you haven't read it yet, go ahead, pick this up and read it. This will really help us a lot to create more and more accessible applications and websites. This book is pure gold is what I can say, and every page provides so much value. I mean, I'm going to repeat again and again, but yeah, go ahead, pick this up and follow the suggestions. You will also get to learn a lot about accessibility through this book and different use cases which we otherwise might ignore if we did not know much about accessibility. So these were my 3 recommended technical books which I recommend for you to pick up in 2022 and make the most of it. Do let me know what are some of your favorite technical books and the books which you would like to suggest me to pick up next, because I am looking for my next book to pick up. That's all for now. See you all in the next year, 2022. Till then, have a great time, take care, stay safe and happy reading. Happy New Year everyone. Bye.